Hello, James Mandolare's YouTube people. Sorry for that crude ending. I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit the mute button and I hit the ending button, but we were 26 minutes in anyway, so I thought, well, everybody makes mistakes, even James Mandolare's YouTube channel. We are not a professional production. This is one-to-one studios, just me and you, buddy. And I apologize for the rude ending. Welcome back, though, to the next half hour of this fun game. This is not a serious game. It's just a fun one, so you and I can kind of get the gist. Here we are. We're right back where we started from. My buddy just called about the chicken wings, so I'm going to take a break here in about 40 minutes or so and get some wings. That'll be good. That'll be fun. Until then, the phone might ring one more time. I really am sorry because you're looking at your phone wondering why it's ringing like an old-fashioned phone, but that's because my buddy's calling about the wings. And Napoleon Bonaparte, as I was saying, is a weird and strange creature from history. He's a little more recent, so there's definitely historical evidence that this particular character did exist, although even actual historical characters such as our founding fathers in the United States have stories that make them more mythical than actual, that have grown up about them over the years, like the cherry tree that George Washington cut down, and I cannot tell a lie, I cut down the cherry tree. It's a very cute story, and maybe it happened, or maybe there's some germ of actual fact behind that legend of some kind. I mean, the guy was an honest guy. Gotta admit, old George Washington said, no, I've had enough power and privilege. I'm one of the wealthiest men in the colonies. I married well, so I'm going to go back to my farm and make whiskey and grow hemp and enjoy the calming influence of the hemp plant. And me and Martha are going to chill, become the greatest whiskey distributors in the colonies, become wealthy. I don't want to be president again and set the precedence of the two-term presidency and all that. It was great. But in the ancient world of Rome, there are reasons to have 100% district adjacency bonus to our campuses. Nice little governors can provide loyalty, because when you take over cities in war, they definitely have loyalty problems, and the cities like to switch to independent, and then they switch back to the original culture and everything. It's a wicked complication when you're playing a domination victory. Something you have to deal with. Sometimes you have to take cities over and over again. And as Rome, you only get paid the first time. You don't get paid for repeated takeovers. But that's remained to be seen here. We are working on that. Here's a great library wonder. Oh my God, would it be great to get this baby. Ancient and classical era technologies get boosted. Yeah, +6 science, +3 great scientist points. Oh my lordy above. Wouldn't that be a good wonder? Well, we're playing Sid Meier's Civilization 6 by Firaxis Games at Rome, and as the great ancestor of Gaius Julius Caesar, Lord Julius we're calling him. They didn't let women rule in Rome, but women had power in Rome. They had power of a social nature, and they had lots of schemes. And they were politically savvy, and they often wrote speeches behind the scenes. I like stories of powerful women. I was mentioning a powerful woman in Elizabethan England, one of the first published poets or women, published women authors in English, in the English language. Elizabethan English, which isn't exactly like modern English, although we can read the Shakespeare plays and understand them because it's similar enough. Her name was Amelia Bassano, And some say she was the shadow writer of much of the Shakespeare plays, because they are saturated with information that there is no way that some kind of grain merchant from Stratford-on-Avon would have known about Italy, about Judaism. I mean, there's a lot about Judaism in the Shakespeare plays. And these are things that are mysteries to the Shakespeare scholars. They don't really know why. Why is there all this? But if there was a committee of talented men and women in the Elizabethan era, and there were social clubs, literary social clubs, it is possible that they used Shakespeare as a front man because he wasn't a threat to any of the political power in England at the time. Because if Elizabeth set off with your head, whether you were a nobleman or not, or accused you of conspiracy against the crown, the Tower of London would be your home, but only for a short while until they executed you. So you had to be careful in those days. It was dangerous to speak your mind. It was not like they had freedom of speech. What did all the Bill of Rights in the United States grow out of? The tyranny of England. That's why we have the Bill of Rights. So keep that in mind. But history is not all they tell you. History is a lie told to a fool who thought it was true and wrote it down as if it were true. That's history. And the Bible and other ancient texts are a dream of history. The farther back in history you go, the more of a dream it is. It's a dream of history. Our knowledge of history is a dream of history. It's not the fact, because there's no way to know the fact of what history was. I like to watch the Ancient Apocalypse series on HBO. Graham Hitchcock, I think his name is. No, that was a friend of mine from high school. Well, I'll look it up. Yeah, we'll go and watch an episode. It's about ancient civilizations that may have existed that we don't actually realize were advanced civilizations on Earth before the ancient apocalypse of the Younger Dryas and the flood that apparently happened all over the world, possibly through some kind of comet impact, or maybe even a series of a broken up comet that may have impacted the Earth at that time, ended the Ice Age, other drastic events that happened. But that's not our concern right now. We got to get games and recreation, and hey, we got another great person. Libraries preside. +1 science instantly builds a library in this district. I think we already have a library in one of our, we bought it, I think. Maybe not. Oh yes, we'll take the great scientist Hypatia. I have no idea who she was in history. I wish I did. She's a woman. That's good. I like women. I like strong women, intelligent women, accomplished women, women that have, doesn't even matter what their gender is. I like smart people. I like learned people, that are into the arts and literature and sciences and mythology and all that kind of stuff. I have a side of me that's kind of like that, what's the guy on The Simpsons that's into mythology there? I have a degree in advanced mythology, or whatever he is. Comic book store guy. Forget his name or whatever it is. What a great series that is. Talk about genius. Okay, The Simpsons. Love The Simpsons. Don't really watch it much because I don't watch much TV. Here is our chance to promote Magnus to his wonderful promotions he's got here. We could promote the Owls one day. Can't promote them now. But we can appoint a new governor to the city. Magnus has done all the chopping he's going to do. And I think that the time has come. It won't be our last appointment. I like these other governors too. There's no insult meant to any of these governors. They're all fine people. But for me, at this point, I think it would be best for us to appoint, speaking of learned people, we're going to appoint to Rome a new governor. Our civilization has evolved. We are a militant civilization. There's no doubt about it. But we are also steeped in the conceit that we're elitist and better than everybody else, and so we must prove it by putting Pingala in the capital. Unfortunately, that kicks Magnus to the curb. We can't dishonor Magnus. He didn't do anything to deserve being dishonored in such a way. So I think there are some chops in Antium. There's also woods that can be chopped in Ostia. But I think we'll go for seniority here. Antium's been around a while, so I'm going to put him in Antium just for a short time. And once we get this nice settler settled out in the west here, we may eventually bring Magnus to the west. But for now, let him be comfortable up there in Antium. And comfortable he shall be. Now we are fighting a war here. Our scout got pretty pummeled. He could run away and perhaps make it, but before he does, I'm actually going to restore his health and hope that we can take out at least one of these archers so he doesn't get hit again. Now he's got some bonus too because of this adjacency. It's all about adjacency in this game. Alright, I'm going to move up and hopefully, no, can't hit him. That's too bad. This fortified guy can hit him though. So hit him, please. Thank you. Did you do it? No, but you reduced his potency quite a bit. If you wound them, they can only take like one little shot. They're not at full strength. They can't. Yeah, this is an interesting phenomenon. Our wine vineyards, they're wild. They're not cultivated, but they're burning. Yeah, let's get that. Isn't that fun? The animators made a little obstacle, a challenge for you. You don't want to get your guy in there because he'll die in the fire. Now, what happens is these will burn and you can't use them. They'll destroy anything that you may have built on these tiles. These are burning as well. We can't quite see that, but I don't want to get too close to it. But when they're done burning, it increases the yields on these tiles. Actually, it's good for you, which is very knowledgeable of the Firaxis team and old Sid to know that actually a fire is good for the land and it makes it better. And it does. Now, I believe, do we have a library in here? If you don't know, you can look at it for one thing. And I don't see a library, but then you can go here and look at it in this nice little annoying box. Sometimes it's annoying and I wish, because I like the graphics, I wish it didn't get in my way when I'm all the time. But it's nice to have right now because it shows me, indeed, there's no library in this campus. So our great scientist that we got from Exaggerated Wonders is going to build a library instantly in that campus. Can only do it once, but now we didn't have to buy it. We didn't have to build it. It's there. And we also have reinforcements to take over Bologna before it gets walls. And so, a stronger unit than our warrior is going up there. Okay. Next thing we need to do is make sure this settler is safe on his journey. He's actually going here. So, I think he'll be alright. The city-state's not going to take him. Unless we're at war, it will. But we're not. So, not with Geneva. We're at war with Bologna, obviously. Oh, nice. This warrior can come over here and take out that nasty little Bagginses. No, that archer is my precious. And he's on that campus. And if he can survive, which I hope he can, that would be good. You can pillage that campus for all it's worth. Okay, I guess everybody's going ashore that's going ashore. Everybody's moved who can move. Is it a major force? No. Will we have to maybe try a few times, lose a few guys, Maybe. I think that scout has to retreat. He's not going to go through there. Not with that warrior showing up back there. One man's magic is another man's engineering. There's engineering. Excellent. I believe that's a wonder. Machu Picchu. Excellent. 3 standard adjacency bonuses to a commercial, hub, seal, or square, or industrial zone district in all cities? What? These exaggerated wonders are just out of this world. I love it. It's too much, but it's really fun. Okay, the Bath, that's a Roman district. You can get air score for building that. And look at all those food and housing, 6 housing. Yowzer. Catapults are really strong. Could build a couple of them. Wouldn't kill me. I don't usually build them because I like crossbowmen more. But they're a very strong early unit to bust down cities. If we had one, then good old Bologna wouldn't be thinking it's all that tough. Horseback riding would be good. Help our military get to barracks. Excellent. Mathematics, of course, be great. Get a new district. Shipbuilding we talked about before. 6 more turns and we could actually get a legion because we were gifted 20 iron. My hope is to take over Bologna and grab that iron mine up there. That's why I'm getting the rush on that. I think 3 is the lowest turn, and horseback riding is something we already boosted. So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to apologize for the rough ending again. This warrior's done the scouting he needs to do. This is just mountains, and who cares? But it is fun to see the fire, but I'm going to get out of there before it can't really reach me. This could begin to burn, and then I might be in a little trouble. But you can't burn if there's no woods or no vineyards there. So I'm not going to step on that wine, that's for sure. Okay, what can we do now with this guy? We can pillage 65 science, and we will. That gives us horseback riding. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in the saddle. Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill also said, "Oh, America always does the right thing after it's exhausted every other possibility." Ain't it the truth? There you go. We got horseback riding, we got barracks. It's an excellent thing to have if you have an encampment, which we don't have, but we will have, as we must have, if we are going to be a militant empire. I think the Romans invented the encampment, so we ought to make one. And we will out in the west once we found that city. That'll be our military city out there. It's got plenty of production. Looks like this is a good one to get. Like I said, we're kind of waiting on iron working anyway. We'll get mathematics. That's good. Once you get a tech, you don't have to get it again. You're good to go. All right, I'm going to just put him on hold right there until we can get that city founded and make sure that it's safe, which I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. And now we can begin to attack the city itself. As I said, I'm going to retreat that poor scout. He's done a lot up there. Give us an advance warning. The archer can hit that city from where it is in those protected woods, so that's good. This guy can run up there and hit the city. That's good. I think I'd rather, for the time being, withdraw him to heal and bring this warrior over so that the warrior can go up here. This guy can already hit the city from here, which we shall do. That spearman is much better than the scout to confront that warrior up there. Excuse me. Some ice water. Always within arm's reach ice water. Let's see, 75 turns into this game. And I think we're doing quite well. We're getting some help from the low difficulty and the exaggerated wonders, of course. Keep that in mind. This is going to be a fun, easy romp. If you want a more challenging experience, of course, you can create and design your own game, as you saw in the introduction. And that's the fun part of the game, right? You can kind of tailor-made to your purpose. I have to talk to you guys and do narration, and as well as explain the mechanisms of the game and other things that take away my limited brain. Can't handle it all, it takes away from my strategy. You make mistakes in the game because you're actually making a product as well, so you're kind of divided. as being your host here and all this talking and talking about history and stuff that I like to do to kind of give my own dimension to the game and all that stuff. You know, I can't really play a real game. You know what I mean? That's why the other playthroughs I did didn't really turn out that well. Now we're going to go on to the next turn. You are such a coward to avoid bloodshed, to yield so easily. Where is your honor? I'm crushed you should feel that way about Lord Julius of the Julii. I am a descendant of Venus. You are obviously a descendant of very good-looking but uncultured heathens who believe that the king of the gods has this Zeus for a name, for instance. I mean, Jupiter is obviously God's name. Please, I love you. You know I do. But the heart cannot rule the destiny of Rome. It must be ruled by iron will. I thought you knew this, but obviously you are deluded. It does not diminish my admiration for your beauty, or that nice dress, or your spear. I like your spear. But, despite my heart's affection, I must remain adamantly Roman. But you must know my heart is broken. Thank you for breaking my heart. Women, the givers of pain and delight in equal measure. Very well. Now, as we can see, it is now our turn again. 40 years past the development of our civilization. We are at 1000 before Caesar. 1,000 years before Caesar. And if you divide that by 40, you come up with 600 or something like that. And that is very good. Many years before the historical Caesar. And yet Rome was a civilization at this time, of course. Not much of an empire yet. That didn't happen until after Caesar's generation, when his nephew Octavian became Augustus Caesar. Not only did Augustus bring his military troops into Rome, he brought them into the Senate chamber. Said, I don't think you're going to stab me in the back, you guys. You guys are dangerous, man. I got your number now. And you did. All right. I think this warrior can run up there and hit that warrior. That warrior's been strutting around up there, that Bologna warrior. He thinks he's all that. He's attacking scouts and stuff. But what about now? Yeah, you got a spearman. Yeah, look at you. But oh, look what happened to you. You're speared. And we have the knowledge of military tactics advancing and boosted. Excellent. Very good. My phone is going to ring when the wings arrive in a bit, so please excuse that interruption. Always, yeah, when that happens on YouTube videos, you know, that I watch when other gamers are doing the same thing, and it happens, I'm looking at my phone. And every time I watch this thing, my buddy's call is going to be making me look at my phone. But be that as it may, you know, life goes on. You can't just ignore the world while we game completely. I'm ignoring the news right now because I can watch it later, but I can't ignore food. I have to eat, after all. I have to keep Rome happy by keeping her, not only her soldiers fed, but her loyal public servants such as I. I must be also fed. All right, that trade route up there goes to Venice, and we're not at war with Venice. Bologna has taken its trade route and tucked it close to its heart, stopped it from going. I wish I could do that. I don't know if it can really stop it. We're going to hit the city. It isn't under siege, so it will heal from any hit we give it. We already pillaged the the campus, so we can't do that again. Can only pillage when there's pillaging to be pillaged. We already did that. It was just if I had a library or a university or something, we could keep pillaging it, but it didn't. It was just a campus. Our settler has arrived at its settling location, and despite my desire to settle in north, I'm going to compromise to keep both Spain and Gaul from taking that lovely area right there and controlling that volcano. We'll be fine, say the citizens of Mediolanum. All mountains smoke a little, right? +1 error score for settling the volcano. And we do have 321 denarii. And what I want to do, Geneva's far enough away, there's no Gallic powers up there, but I do want to make sure I can get as much of this as possible, of these ever-evolving tiles, because that volcano will go off and it will make all those tiles go off. All I need to do is buy this one more tile and I'll be set. It'd be nice to have this one, but we can grow to that one. There's nobody down there to threaten them. What else? Maybe this tile might be good to buy, but I think I can wait. We can let it go now. We got the volcanic tiles. That's great. Great Bath is awesome. If we had a city down here in this valley, and there is a place to settle down there, I would love to get a city down there and tie these cities together. Whatever that is, the Tessio River. Okay, Tessio. Betrayed the Don. Just tell him it was business, not personal. I always liked him. Right, there's a little monument for you out there in Mediolanum. Got a warrior out there to keep an eye on Geneva. Looking like they're getting pretty good with the warriors out there. And we haven't got a great military yet. We have to keep on cranking out the archers here. They're coming. This archer just got slammed. He's the only one, so he's got to withdraw. Got an archer in the city. That's drag. This guy also is going to withdraw away from the battle. We are going to do this in waves. The spearman's going to come back. I think this guy ought to come back too. We don't have it under siege. There's no sense in a fruitless battle. This guy may be in trouble, but he also could pillage if he's lucky. Oh, we got a builder out here. Now, who said to get a builder out here? That is genius. Okay. All right, we got a builder. And we got wine up there. That might be good. Let's go get some wine. Well, that's a wine. Okay, we got wine. It's 3 gold, 3 food to help the city grow. Nice builder. Now we had to do some chopping. Unless I want to put that on that +4. Will I get those yields? I don't think I will. I don't want to ruin that, because that's a powerhouse, you know what I mean? +3 over there, +3 there, but those are volcanic tiles that I think will improve throughout the game if I leave them alone and put my districts elsewhere so I don't have to keep on fixing them, right? If I buy this tile, I have just enough money to do it. Oh, there's a +2 up there. All right, let's build something else. What else can we do? What else do we have here? Machu Picchu in 32 turns? Who's Machu Picchu? Oh, I have to buy it again. Don't have any money. Not buying it. Let's see. 4 out of 5. We do need a granary out here. We're getting a granary out here. That's a good idea. We have to start checking on that housing, make sure that's good. All right, here comes this exploring warrior. He's coming home. All right. hook up with his buddy, and then maybe they'll go east to help out in the war effort. I have sent a delegation to your city. Please enjoy the churros and welcome them kindly. Your delegation is most welcome, sir. It is very nice of you to send your delicacies, and I hope you will enjoy the delicacies of Rome. Thank you. If my attitude seems a bit cold towards you, it's because I don't like you, and I don't have to, because I am Lord Julius of Rome. I can hold the whole world in disdain. Goodbye. Besides, I have to go. Sorry to say, as the arrows fly to destroy my poor rookie there, the spearman, I must bid Sid's World of Fun a goodbye and go get some chicken wings, eat them, and then maybe watch a little of the news, and I'll be back with another thrilling episode of James Plays Civilization 6 by Sid Meier and Firaxis Games. Please like the video despite the phone calls and other interruptions, and if you liked it, please like it, and if you disliked it, please dislike it. You can make a comment as long as you're not disagreeable. You're free to disagree. You can share to other gamers who might like this kind of kooky, slow, soft, kind of non-competitive way of playing a game, with all this other historical and philosophical conjecture and supposition and exposition and opinion going on. And if you really kind of like my style, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I wouldn't mind that one bit. Let's see, watch some other videos that I've done. I've done it for 10 years. There's a great variety of videos on there, as I've said before. Travel videos, music videos, poetry videos, spiritual conjecture, political opinions, everything that my big head goes on and on about. If bread is the first necessity of life, recreation is a close second. Edward Bellamy. And he's right. We have a new district here, the entertainment district. And we'll get right to that and other fine things on the next episode. Thanks a lot for coming along. I'll see you. Bye.